Let's try this again because the technical gods want to ruin the day. Welcome into Jacked Ramsays. Danny Marang here on a Thursday afternoon at approximately 4:50. Thank you all for being in here. You guys are already flocking in here. This is going to be a little bit of a different show. I am going to, any journalistic media stuff, if I'm going to give this caveat here. If you normally listen to this podcast around your kids and you don't like profanity, I get it. This will be a heavy profanity podcast. That's just a little caveat. I'm going to let loose. It's going to be a little bit like the old days. And I might be wearing the perfect hat for this. Normally it's Langdon Farms golf, but let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Welcome to Jacked Ramsays. Share us with your friends. Share us with your family. Do all of the things. You know why we're here right now. The prodigal son. The Mount Rushmore. The man, the myth, the legend. Damian Lillard is back. The franchise. The icon. If you heard me on the radio today, you probably heard me shocked and stunned. Give you a quick little background on this. A couple weeks ago, I was talking to Dame when I heard there might be a chance that he could come back. And he told me, why not? And I thought he was bullshitting me. To be bluntly honest, I thought he was bullshitting me. And I was like, man, it'd be great if you came back. It'd be great if you came back, man. But I for where he is in his career, I thought he might want to go to a team that was just more ready. But I know how much he loves it here. I know how much the city means to him. I know how much he means to the city. And this is fucking awesome. Awesome. I texted him. I got about a 30-second head start before news broke. And I texted him, are you really coming home? Welcome home, man. And he told me it was okay to share this. He said, I'm back, baby. I'm back, baby. And I couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop smiling because of how much he has meant to this city, to this franchise, to me personally. This is a guy who I have watched every second of his career with the team and almost every game with the Bucks. Unless it conflicted with the Blazers, I was watching him. It's my guy. I cried when he ruptured his Achilles. This is about me, and I'm going to start reading comments through here and how much it means to you guys. This is amazing. This is awesome. And I've talked over the last couple podcasts about hope and opportunity, and that's as it pertains to young Hansen. And this is more hope. And we'll get into the basketball stuff, but the bigger stuff matters first. After he said, I'm back, baby, I'll share you exactly what I texted him. I'm going to bust your balls. You better not come. You better not rush back. And he said, I'm not. I will come back to form in due time. This team is perfect. I have said multiple times since Dame was traded, the conversations that we have had about how he believed that what they were building is exactly what he wanted. He wanted Mikal Bridges. He wanted OG Anunoby. He wanted bigger, stronger, longer, more functional, defensive-minded, tough. And that text I know is not bullshit because he has said this from the jump. He has said it from the jump. This is not I tore my Achilles, I better go home. This is, I'm going home because I want to be there and I believe in what they're doing. And there's been some public stuff about how Dame has said that, grass isn't always greener on the other side, both before he left and then after he left. Dame has gone through some personal stuff. He's been semi-isolated in Milwaukee. And I don't believe there's any bad blood between him and Giannis. It just didn't work, unfortunately. And I believe that pairing, and I know he believed in that pairing of him and Giannis, but it never just found its footing. And he knows that coming back here, that he knows everybody. And the first relationship, obviously, is with Joe Cronin. Whatever happened during the trade saga, feelings that were hurt on both sides, things that could be taken back, I know they both would. This is, like, to get a little corny here, it's a bit of a healing for him, for the organization, for the fan base. And to be blunt, I couldn't be happier. And if you're poo-pooing this, again, this is going to be a profanity-laced podcast. Go fuck yourself. That's where I'm at. If you're out on this, there's the street, bro. I don't give a shit. I don't. What he means to this city and what he means to this organization, and again, selfishly, what he means to me, it's cool as shit. I love it. Every last bit of it. You know, people in the comments, man, you know, it feels like the whole city, Jaden, shout out Jaden, feels like the whole city is doing backflips right now. Yeah. And it's, if you're not enjoying this, if you're not celebrating this, this is sports. It's more than just titles, and I'm a titles guy. If you're not building towards it, you're tearing it back down. I see my former podcast host, Tara Bone Biggs, in the comments. Tara knows exactly how I feel about team building, because back in the day on the Blazers Edge podcast, the thing that I used to rail on all the time, if you're not building towards something, you need to be tearing it down. And they are building towards something. It's not just hopium and copium. There's something here. And it doesn't matter that Dame's not going to play this year. It doesn't. Look at the reaction. Look at the people here. Look on Twitter. Look on social media. Just like, there's something intrinsic about who Dame is, what he means to the organization. It's awesome. Like, I am. If you did not hear me on the radio today, go back and watch the YouTube and just look at the look on my face. I love this. I don't care about all the other stuff right now. I don't care that I'm a 40-year-old man who's excited about, you know, a guy in his mid-30s coming back off an Achilles tear. I don't care. When I said, when the rebuild started and I said this city is not built for this, you saw it. You saw it. It sucked. It hurt. The heart was missing. And the heart's been kind of revived. There's just something there, man. It's sports. It's not just about winning and losing. It's about this stuff. It's the soft stuff. And as I get older, as much as I've changed how I kind of evaluate prospects, the things that matter to me, the ins and outs of the game. When we get done here and the Blazers are playing in Summer League, my ass is going to be parked in front of the TV breaking down tape of Young Hansen. Because I love the game. And I love this team. And Tara, not to throw you out here again, you know how I feel about this team because you have heard me off the mic for countless hours. I try to be as objective as I can. I try to do the media things that you're supposed to do with professionalism and how I talk about things and try to just keep not let my feelings about things impact things as much as possible, so I can and give you as an objective a picture as possible. It's truly something how I feel about something. I don't let somebody try to change the narrative or do this or that or the other. And I know people out there like, oh, you're Joe's shill, or you love Ant and you think he's better than he is, and blah, blah, blah. Those are things that I just believe. And I believe Damian Lillard is the heart and soul of this organization. And I believe that, there's an opportunity here for things that matter more than just wins and losses. But here's the thing. I also think the wins and losses the wins could start coming. And I'm not talking about, it doesn't change this year. Nothing about this year changes with Dame here in the sense of like being on the court. But I was talking to a lot of the Blazers, the front office on the business side and on the basketball side in Las Vegas. And they were kind of asking me what I thought of Young Hansson and kind of where things are. And the thing that kept coming up, it's why, not why, but it was a thing that was very front of my mind in talking to the media from China. Something feels different. Something feels different about this. And it was before Dame came back that it felt like Hansson there's just something about him was like, this could help bring some things together. You want to really put this thing together? You want to really put a bow on this? Bring back the heart and soul of the organization. Joe, thank you. Thank you. This feeling that I have, this feeling that you guys have right now, this is sports, man. This is, I legitimately might cry. Like I am unbelievably happy right now. Like just full stop. Full stop. This is the crux of sports. This is the stuff that truly matters, because when you have kids and you have grandkids and you get down this path, you don't remember 48 wins, or you don't remember the shit in between. You remember the things that matter. This matters. Like that's what this stuff means. When Adam Silver the other day in the Board of Governors State of the Union press conference talked about, the Blazers needing a new stadium and, people getting scared about Portland leaving. Patrick Harris, my new co-host on the show, I didn't really necessarily want to do it, but I was like, because so many people were worried about it. We talked about what would it mean if the Trailblazers left the city. And I truly, truly believe that the team left this city, it would gut the soul out of the city. Now, you still have the keep Portland weird, hipster, all of the weird stuff and outdoors, and like the city wouldn't, quote unquote, die, right? But the one thing in this city that everyone always rallies around, it's that parade on Broadway in 77. It's Damian Lillard grabbing the mic and yelling Rip City and waving goodbye. It's Brandon Roy coming out on the floor in the playoffs against the Dallas Mavericks and hitting a shot on one leg. That's like the entire city rallies around that. And having one of the true faces of the organization, no matter what version of him comes back, it matters. I know it matters because so many of you that have my phone number and those that don't have reached out on Twitter have told me how much it matters to you. It's just, it's real. It's real. So with the emotional stuff out of the way, let's get to the basketball stuff. As I mentioned, Dame flat out told me he's not going to rush back. He's going to take care of himself. He's going to make sure that everything is right. And he better damn well do it. Because I'll tell him to his face. Don't you dare come back without being 100%. What version of Dame comes back? What version of him comes back? Not this year, next year. I've set the bar at, like, if you have 70% of Damian Lillard next year, not this season after, and he's a 20.5 assist guy that still has that gravity, that threat, and you've got two, and you've got Denny, and you've got Donovan, and you've got all this stuff. You've got Young, he's a year late. Like, you've got all of this stuff, whether Scoot stays or goes, or Shea stays or goes, or like whatever decisions they make. And I've seen some people like, why would they give him so much money? They gave him less than the MLE. They gave him less than the MLE. 14.1 is the MLE. On average, he's going to make $14 million a year. If you have 50% of what Damian Lillard has been throughout his career, he's a really good sixth man. That's probably, I don't want to say it is, it's probably the worst case scenario, is that Damian Lillard is a really good sixth man who scares the living crap out of teams because he can still pull from 35 feet. I can think of worse ways to spend $14 million on a guy that means that much off the floor and has the potential to mean so much more on the floor. And I know some people who are, what does this mean for Scoot? I love Scoot as a human being. I think he is a wonderful kid. You have 1 year to figure it out. That's kind of where you're at with that. That is the cutthroat, nasty nature of professional sports. Because while Dame and Drew could possibly play together, because Drew can play off at the two, I don't know if Dame and Scoot can play together. We've kind of seen that show before. This is an opportunity for Scoot. And I've used the stupid analogy with the Joker breaking the pool cue and figuring it out. This is a very real inflection point for him. If he goes out there and absolutely hoops his ass off, you could find a way where does Dame look at it and go, this guy's hooping. This guy's really hooping. I might have to take a step back. It's a good problem to have. Does Scoot stay as a backup? And they move on from Drew, and Shea takes the leap. Like that, those are all questions for at the end of this year. We're July 18th? What's today's date? My watch isn't flipping over. 17th. So that stuff will find a way to work itself out. That'll find a way to work itself out. As far as going forward, this whole what about the money? It's like, again, it's $14 million a year. At worst case, you gave a guy, basically a sixth man, the MLE. And if you want to talk about the financial impact, it'll be a drop in the bucket. I'm sure more people will come to the arena in order to just see Dame again. But it's about, if you're talking about the business impact. Outside of LeBron and Steph, nobody in the NBA over Dame's career has made more money in endorsements than him. For the Blazers, it's sponsorship revenue like crazy. The first time Dame comes back, that game's on national TV, ladies and gentlemen. And if the Blazers keep growing, they go from one national TV game to probably a lot more because Dame's appointment viewing. Somebody just says that they're undoing what they did wrong. This is the right thing to do. I think there's a version of that in a sense. But both sides just needed to kind of take that break. They needed to kind of see what things were for both sides, to be honest. Dame has always told me, he has told others, I'm coming back. And somebody replied to a tweet earlier with, hey, you Heiken in Richmond said now wasn't the time. And I didn't believe it was because I didn't believe it was right for him. I didn't believe it was right for him. Because I thought, hey, you know what? With where the Blazers are right now, does it make sense for him to come back? If he wants to win right now. Because, and I said Houston. If you replace Fred VanVleet with Houston, or with Dame, like that team is terrifying. It's a terrifying team. Dame, Amen, KD, Jabari, Şengün. But now coming full circle, and a lot of you guys are talking about this in the chat right now, the Blazers traded away Damian Lillard for, Drew Holiday, Malcolm Brogdon, Time Lord, some picks, and then, Nurk and Nas down to Phoenix for, what ends up being 2 in DA. And now they've got Dame, Drew, Rob, Bucks picks, and Denny. From a process flow, it's a little bit, but I saw one of the Heat guys, and it's just the most violently dumb thing I think I've ever seen. I had a national NBA writer call me about 20 minutes before we started because I sent him the tweet. Like, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. As if Miami's asset pool was going to be good, but like, brother, let it go. Let it go. The idea of that, no, I don't even want to give it any more time. But, yeah, it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very interesting. I am very interested to see what this looks like. How much, how does he come back? How does he fit in? What does kind of all of this amount to? And I think, again, coming full circle, kind of how we started, that's where the hope comes from. And it doesn't have to be, they're going to win the title and, the Blazers are going to win the championship. The acronym that always gets put on there. Somebody's asking, do you think we can make a deep playoff run this year? No. Not unless somebody takes a major leap. But hell, I was wrong last year. So, there you go. It's... Somebody said we finally got an all-star free agent. I tweeted it out, and I firmly believe it. Dame is the best free agent signing in Trailblazers history. Before that, I think it was, Pippen or Derek Anderson? Like, that was the list. I think Dame's going to go ahead and surpass those. I'm kind of silent because it's just setting in that he's back. And as much as I try to be like, oh, you like, be prepared for this, be prepared, like this, it's awesome. It's awesome. Sure, there are questions with the Achilles, but you've got recent examples of guys coming back off of that, whether it's Clay, whether it's KD, and hopefully for Hallie and for Tatum that they can come back. It's really fun. I don't know when the press conference is. I imagine they'll do it here. I don't know if they're going to do it when they get back or if they're going to wait until the start of the season. It's cool in that the Blazers and the fan base get to write this next chapter with Dame matters. It means something. That's my big takeaway. Is that when the rings culture crap, throw it out the window. As Brandon says, the vibes are back, man. They are. They are. And the vibes, they matter. They do. As much as we want to pretend it's about this, it's about this, it's about this, it's about this. It matters. And the vast majority of reactions, all 500 plus of you in here right now, demonstrate that. Like it is a very rare, and I said this when Dame got traded. Y'all aren't going to understand what he meant to this team until he's gone. I think it was a week before he was traded, I did that podcast. It was something along the lines of, have we seen the last of Damian Lillard? Full disclosure, at that point in time, I knew it was. At least in that era, now that he's back. If you read the article that I wrote on the Patreon after Dame was traded, I mentioned the phone call that we had about a week before the trade demand went public. And that was a really tough phone call. Because I knew in that moment that it was over. And he said, "This is it, man." And I said something along the lines of like, "This can't be how this fucking ends." Because it just felt wrong. I think it felt wrong for the Blazers, and I think it felt wrong for Dame. And everybody's asking about Sprague right now. Sprague is, I think he's going camp. I think he's going camping. He told me he was doing something. I asked him to come on. He's like, yeah, it's the worst possible time. I'm not around. Sprague will be on the show next week. We will do a pod next week, and Sprague will be here. So that will happen. It was going to happen for the Young Hunts and stuff, but like, you know. But, you know, when they traded for Drew, a lot of people were like, oh, it's great. He's going to come in and mentor Scoot. And I was like, that's not what he's coming in here for, guys. Like, they're bringing him in here to matter and to set a tone and do all of those things. And that is doubly so with Dame now. You have two dudes whose bona fides are unquestionable. Unquestionable. And Dame getting his corner locker back feels so right. If you guys didn't see it, the Blazers put out the video. And it was cool to see it pan and see Zero in the corner again, where he spent his whole career. When I saw the video, I was like, this is cool. This is cool, man. And I'm excited. Somebody asked what Drew been saying about being here. Has he been interviewed yet? No, they are. I don't think they're going to do the press conference for him until he comes up here, like officially, because he's from LA, so he lives in LA in the off season. I think they're going to probably do it closer to the season, or it might just be on media day. Drew's 35. He's been through these before, so like that part of it doesn't matter. But I know Dame talked to Drew after he got traded here and basically told him, you'll be good there, man. Probably had a little inkling about how things might go. But, kind of reassured him, and I had that report, air quotes, of him, about him being unhappy, being untrue. I will say it is a source with direct knowledge of the situation. Let's call it that. But to come full circle, and I see you guys are now seeing the video and everything, it is pretty cool. No, he should not wear 00 for a second time around. 0 is his number. Somebody in the comments. Somebody asked, so when's Dame coming on the pod? That may or may not be in the future. So, I will say having him come on here and have some fun, definitely in the plan. We'll go that way. But yeah, I don't want to keep this one too much longer. This one's short and sweet, and I just wanted to kind of honestly vibe with you guys, celebrate and have fun and enjoy this. This one's not the let's dive into the film and all that kind of stuff. And somebody has a response by Move Insoles again. Dame, you know what to do. But yeah, this is fun. This is a good time. Like I said, there's 500 plus of you in here right now on a Thursday afternoon when it's way too nice outside. I'm gonna leave it here. We will have much more on this. I will dive more into it. Brandon and I will dive back into it next week. We'll dive into it more on the radio. Patrick and I with on the show noon to 3. Harrison Marang. For those of you who haven't checked it out, I'm really excited to work with Patrick. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for rocking with this. And, as the team builds, changes, transforms, whatever that is over this next season, we'll dial into it. We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah. If you want to know how much this matters to me, it's knocked me speechless a half dozen times during a podcast, and I talk for a living. So that's where I'm at. All right, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. Have fun with this. Allow yourself to enjoy this. Allow yourself to have that hope. I am not normally somebody who is the big-time optimist, to say the least. Downer Danny is usually the default setting with most things. But allow yourself to have fun with this. Let it sink in. Get crazy. Do all of the things. Because that's what this is all about. So, with that, tune in the radio tomorrow, noon to 3. Harris and I will dive into this more. Sprague and I will have the show sometime next week. A lot of stuff happening over the next week, so stay tuned. Go watch Yang Bang out there. Hit a few more threes. Get excited about that. Get excited in all the stuff. I have plenty of time when the season starts to bitch and moan about things that I don't like. Today is not one of those days. Me like you very much. With that, go enjoy some Summer League. Chill out. Go have some fun. Take care. Talk soon.